Let's solve 58. T squared plus t plus 3 equals 0. We have a constant here, 3, right? So we subtract both sides by 3. And this is t squared plus t equals negative 3. Let's complete the square. Let's take half of the middle coefficient. What's the coefficient here? 1. 1, take half of it, square it. All right. That's 1/4. So plus 1/4 plus 1/4. How do we find the factors now? Okay. Factors of 1/4. Whose sum is 1. You notice here a while ago? What do you understand about this? 16 factors of 16 sums -8, -4, -4, right? It's like you're getting just the square root of 16, which is 4, right? So here, in order to find the factors of 1/4, whose sum is 1, simply get the square root of 1/4. What's the square root of 1/4? 1/2. So this will be 1, 1/2, 1/2. What do you think is the sign? Yeah, that's t plus 1/2, t plus 1/2, right? Equals, well, we now add this. -3 plus 1/4. It's -3 plus 1/4. What's your LCD here? 4, right? And then just multiply it. -3 times 4, -12, copy 1. Okay. So t plus 1/2 times t plus 1/2 is t plus 1/2 squared equals -12 plus 1, -11/4. And then we get the square root. Get the square root, positive, negative. What's the square root of t plus 1/2 squared? Well, that is t plus 1/2. Positive, negative, square root of -11/4. 4 is a perfect square, but -11 is not. So we can simply write positive, negative, square root of -11/2. And then we now subtract. We subtract both sides by 1/2. And of course, our result will be t equals -1/2 plus minus. What's the square root of -11? You can now write the square root of 11i, because that's -11. There's no square root for -11. So you can write square root of -11 as square root of 11i. Because the factors of -11 are 11 and -1. So we have the square root of 11 times square root of -1, which is I, or you can simply put either. Square root of -11 is the same as square root of 11i. If you want to write that in imaginary, in complex number form, right? So square root of 11i over 2. But note, these are both 2. And now you can combine your numerator. So your numerator will now be t equals -1 plus minus square root of 11i outside the radical, I outside the radical, all over 2. You can also write your answer as -1 plus minus the square root of -11 over 2 if you want. But we can write it in terms of I, since this one is not real numbers. These are non-real numbers, right? As long as we have a square root of negative number, it's non-real number, you can express this in terms of I. Just like square root of negative 5, you can express that as square root of 5I. Square root of negative 6, you can express that square root of 6I. How about square root of negative 81? 9I, because 81 is perfect square. Don't say square root of 81I. Well, what's square root of 81? 9I. All right, so your solutions, what's your solution here? Can you tell me the solutions here now? It's gonna be negative 1 plus square root of 11I. Oh, wait, over 2I. And then the other one is negative 1 minus square root of 11I all over 2. You can end up writing it this way. Negative 1 plus square root of 11I all over 2. And then negative 1 minus square root of 11I all over 2.